Hello, students. This is the continuation of chapter 10, 18th century political formations. This is the third video I'm doing of this chapter. In the previous video, we talked about the independent states of Hyderabad, Bengal, and Awadh, and how earlier they were the part of Mughal Empire, and but later on the governors who were appointed by the Mughals in these regions, they became very powerful and became the independent rulers of these provinces. Now, we are going to talk about another important independent state, that is the Watan Jagirs of the Rajputs. Now, Watan Jagirs were already independent areas even when the Mughals were powerful. Many Rajput kings, particularly those belonging to Amber and Jodhpur, had served under the Mughals with distinction. Distinction means they were important ministers. उनकी रैंक बहुत अच्छी थी, बड़ी रैंक में थे. In exchange, they were permitted to enjoy considerable autonomy in their वतन जागीर्स. ऑटोनॉमी का मतलब होता है कि शेयर मतलब कंट्रोल जो है वो कंप्लीटली मुगल्स के हाथों में नहीं है. इवन राजपूत्स आर कंट्रोलिंग, शेयर्ड है. कंट्रोल क्या है, राजपूत्स को भी दे दिया गया है. In the 18th century, these rulers now attempted to extend their control over adjacent regions. Ajit Singh, the ruler of Jodhpur, also involved the factional politics at Mughal court. Now, these influential Rajput families claimed the Subedari of rich provinces of Gujarat and Malwa. They said that we want to take control over these rich provinces of Gujarat and Malwa. Raja Ajit Singh of Jodhpur held the governorship of Gujarat, and Savai Raja Jai Singh of Amber was the governor of Malwa. So of course ये इनको गवर्नर बना दिया गया इन जगहों का, इन regions का. These offices were renewed by Emperor Jahandar Shah in 1713. They also tried to extend their territories by seizing portions of imperial territories neighboring their watans. So, whatever area they had their control, apart from that, they also started capturing the areas which was under Mughal control. Nagaur was conquered and annexed to the house of Jodhpur, while Amber seized large portions of Bundi. So, अपार्ट फ्रॉम उनके पास जो एरिया था और जो रीजन था कंट्रोल में, उसके अलावा उनने क्या किया, नागौर और बूंदी, इन दो एरियाज को भी अपने अंडर ले लिया. सवाई राजा जय सिंह फाउंडेड हिज न्यू कैपिटल एट जयपुर and was given the Subedari of Agra in 1722. Maratha campaigns to Rajasthan from the 1740s put severe pressure on these principalities and checked their further expansion. So what happened was, from 1740s, Marathas started attacking Rajputs, because of which they now Rajput felt pressure और वो ज़्यादा expand नहीं कर पाए खुद को. Look at this picture. This is the picture of Chittorgarh Fort in Rajasthan. Many Rajput chieftains built a number of forts on hilltops, which became centers of power. With extensive fortifications, these majestic means very big and beautiful, structures housed urban centers, palaces, temples, trading centers, water harvesting centers, and other buildings. The Chittorgarh fort contained many water bodies, varying from तालाब्स टू कुंडीज, बाउलीज एक्सेट्रा. तो इन फोर्ट्स के अंदर काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें होती थी, इंक्लूडिंग water bodies. Let us look at this information given over here. Many Rajput rulers had accepted the suzerainty of the Mughals. Suzerainty means shared control, where you are sharing the power. The thing is, power जो है वो completely Mughals के हाथ में नहीं है. Rajputs are also having control or power. But Mewar was only Rajput state, please remember, which defied Mughal authority. So Mewar, the Raja of Mewar said, no, I'm not going to share my power with Mughal. Rana Pratap ascended the throne at Mewar in 1572 with Udaipur and large part of Mewar under his control. So Rana Pratap was the king, the Rajput king. The series of envoys were sent to the Rana to persuade him to accept Mughal suzerainty, but he stood his ground. So Rana Pratap ने क्या किया? उनने refuse किया, उनने मुगल authority को accept नहीं किया, because of which he was मुगल्स ने उनके साथ लड़ाई भी करी थी. Moving forward to look at this picture. Figure 4C, Jantar Mantar in Jaipur. Savai Jai Singh, the ruler of Amber, constructed 5 astronomical observatories. Observatory, it's an astronomical observatories are the places जहाँ पे आपको telescope and other things मिलेंगे. One each in Delhi, Jaipur, Ujjain, Mathura and Varanasi, commonly known as Jantar Mantar. These observatories had various instruments to study heavenly bodies like stars, planets, etc. Let us now move towards other group of independent states. Now we are going to talk about the ones who seized independence. Seize मतलब independence को लड़ाई करके after fighting उनने हासिल किया. First are the Sikhs. The organization of Sikhs into a political community during the 17th century. So Sikhs earlier were a religious group, but later on they became a political community with emergence of Khalsa and other things. We studied about this in previous chapters. Helped in regional state building in Punjab. Several battles were fought by Guru Gobind Singh against the Rajput and Mughal rulers. Please remember, Guru Gobind Singh fought battle against Rajput rulers and Mughal rulers, both before and after the institution of the Khalsa in 1699. After his death in 1708, the Khalsa rose in revolt against the Mughal authority. Under Banda Bahadur's leadership. So ये जो इनकी सिखों की political community थी ना, उसको बोलते थे खालसा. Khalsa was the community of Sikhs, and it was under Banda Bahadur leadership that they revolted against the Mughals. He declared their sovereign rule by striking coins in the name of Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh and established their own administration between the Satluj and the Jamna. So they also made their own coins. They said, we are the ones who will control this area. We will not accept the authority of the Mughals. They wanted complete independence. They were fighting for complete independence. Banda Bahadur was captured in 1715 and executed means killed in 1716. Under the number of able leaders in the 18th century, the Sikhs organized themselves into a number of bands called Jathas and later on missiles. Their combined forces were known as the Grand Army Dal Khalsa. The entire body used to meet at Amritsar at the time of Baisakhi and Diwali to take collective decisions known as resolutions of the Guru Matas. So in decisions, इस मीटिंग्स में जो decisions लिए जाते थे they were called Gurmatas, and the system called Rakhi was introduced, offering protection to cultivators on the payment of a tax of 20% of the produce. So Rakhi was the system under which they gave protection to the cultivators or people who were into agriculture, कि वो अपना 20 वो जो भी उगा रहे हैं उसका 20% उनको दे एंड बदले में वो उनको प्रोटेक्शन देंगे. Now, Guru Gobind Singh had inspired the Khalsa with the belief that their destiny was to rule. Raj karega Khalsa. So, Guru Gobind Singh had inspired the Khalsa, these people, that it was their destiny to rule. वो लोग राज करेंगे. Their well-knit organization enabled them to put up a successful resistance to the Mughal governors first and then to Ahmad Shah Abdali, who had seized the rich province of the Punjab and the Sarkar of Sirhind from the Mughals. So, their organization was very well knit. Well knit means very well organized. They were very, very powerful. So, they successfully resisted. They were able to stop these Mughal governors like Ahmad Shah Abdali. The Khalsa declared their sovereign rule. Sovereign rule means only we will be ruling. Sovereign का मतलब होता है one, who is only one who is controlling a particular place. The Khalsa declared their sovereign rule by striking their coin again in 1765. Significantly, this coin bore some same inscription as the one on the orders issued by Khalsa in the name of Banda Bahadur. So, they said this was a method. ये एक मेथड था लोगों को बताने का कि वी आर और आवर ओन रूलर्स, हमें कोई और रूल नहीं करेगा. वी आर द सोवरेन. सो द मेथड वाज बाय मेकिंग देयर ओन कॉइन्स, मेकिंग देयर ओन करेंसी. The Sikh territories in the late 18th century extended from Indus to Jamna, but they were divided under different rulers. One of them, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, reunited these groups and established his capital at Lahore in 1799. So, Sikh territories were divided under different rulers. It was only during the rule of Maharaja Ranjit Singh all these groups became one and their capital was Lahore, which is in present day Pakistan.